In this video, I want to show you how you can light yourself professionally with one light, 150 watt light, and 2 light modifiers. You don't have to get 2. It could be just a lantern or the Octagon Softbox, or you can get both, but I want to show you the differences and how to light yourself. Because I had a client recently reach out to me. He is an accountant and he's making content. He makes a lot of content for himself. You know, he's good at that. He takes out his phone and just goes for it. He has a ring light. But he knows that it could be better. He just wants to look better. So he reached out to me and I said, look, just, you know, I gave him some links to some budget lighting that he can use. They're strong, good lights, but they're budget lights that he could get to improve his lighting. And, you know, as soon as he got the lights, he called me and I told him, you know, from experience that when he gets the light, just let's do a video call because I need to instruct him on how to do it properly. Because even if you have the right lighting and you set it up, even if you know how to set up the lantern, softbox and all that, you may not know where to put the light, you know, how to angle it, what intensity to use. Do you know, shine it right on your face or straight on your face, above or below, or to the side? And even if you have a good light, you can create a bad lighting scenario. So I want to show you the setup of the lantern softbox, which a lot of people don't even know how to set up. And I'm gonna show you 4 different lighting angles and techniques that you can do in a room, in your house, in your office, for example, okay, in your studio space, wherever you want to record, right? So this space is a like 15 by 10 feet. That's like a small, really small office. And all I have here is my desk. And right now I have 2 big lights on and this little light behind me. But I want to show you just the one light, 150 watt light, and how we can use this little light behind me. Everybody has a desk lamp that they can use as a rim light and all that, okay? So I hope this is helpful to you. Let's do it. Let's see, right now I'm being lit by 2 lights. I have a 300 watt light, so I'm gonna turn that off. I just have that on because I'm gonna turn the 150 watt light off first, just to show you how to, you know, assemble the lantern. So let's do that right now. I want to show you how to assemble the lantern once you get it. So once you get it, it will not look like this, okay? And here you're probably gonna have an idea of how it is. But when you get the light, it's going to come like this, right? With the softbox material separately. So you just put it on like that, okay? And you're going to put it on the floor. I don't know if you can see that. I'm gonna step back so you can see. There you go, okay. So you're gonna put it right on the floor and you're gonna press down, and all of the fibers, like the little lines or whatever material that is, are gonna snap outwards. If they don't, just push them out, okay? And then you're just gonna push, and there's gonna be a little wire in the middle, and you're gonna clamp that to the bottom, and there's a little hook at the bottom. That's all. Don't be afraid, it's not gonna break. You can fiddle with it a couple times and you'll get it right. So you push and you hook it on the little hook you see there. And I'm gonna show you what that looks like with this camera. Okay, so right there you can see the hook at the end and it's hooked. That little wire in the middle is hooked to the bottom. Excellent, so now you have the lantern softbox built. Half the work is done. All you need to do now is put it on your light. Okay, so basically just, you will have, this is called the Bowen's mount. Basically just put it in there. It's very straightforward, just clamp it on. Now my 300 watt light is on. That's what you're looking at me with. That's the only light I have on right now. So I'm going to turn that off. Very dark. Ooh, you can tell this looks cinematic, right? This looks very nice. We're gonna actually do something here with this lighting, which looks cool. But I'm gonna turn on the dome, the lantern. I always call it dome, the lantern. Okay, so right now you see the lantern is on. It's pointed kind of, not really towards my face. It's actually pointing away from my face, like towards the camera right now. I'm going to push it even further out, so it's bouncing to the back of the room. Because when you light, you want bounced light. You want light to reflect on white surfaces and reflect back to your face, and that's going to create a really diffused and soft lighting on your face, which is what you want. Okay, it's not what people I think try to do is they increase the brightness. Let me see what percentage I have. Oh, right now I have it at 100 actually, but I could lower it down depending on I mean, it looks pretty good, I think. Here, right now I'm on a wide angle on my lens, but if I zoom in, you will see things start to look better because I'm going to leave out, all the clutter and focus on myself. So right now I'm at 85% on my light. This is a Godox light, by the way, but the one I recommended to my client was a GVM light that they have on sale nowadays, and it's pretty good. So I highly recommend it. I'm gonna put a link in the description so you can check it out. Now, anyway, I am using a Godox light. That was actually my first light, 150 watt light. They're pretty good. Okay, so this is what it looks like with one light on, 150 watts at 85% intensity, and it's pointed away from me. Okay, it's not pointing towards me, it's pointing away, kind of like towards the camera, but towards a closet door behind the camera. And that light is reflecting onto my face right now. Okay, so you can tell it's coming at my face from this angle and it's creating a little bit of shadow here. That's perfect for a lot of people, I think, right? That's a great scenario. So that's scenario number one. Do you think you could make content here? That's all you need. That's one light. Oh, and I have the backlight right there. What is the purpose of that? You might ask. Well, that's called a practical light. It doesn't really light you too much. In this case, I think it can provide a little bit of a rim light. I don't know if you see that. Maybe not. But if I get closer, let's see. If I bring it closer, you'll be able to see that there's a little rim light on my shoulder. So you can play around with that. But the main point is that the main light, the key light, is as you want it, and it's not making you look bad. Another thing to notice, I am at the opposite end of the room, in the corner or on the other side like I'm doing right now. I'm literally like, my tripod is against the wall. This is one way to do it. Have your desk at the other end. All right, so this is one of the lighting scenarios that you can use. Go to the other end of the room and reflect the light, and there you have it. Looks like this. Another one you can do is get closer to your desk, because some people want to be at the desk showing something at the computer, or it might be easier to actually use your desk or be at your desk and have the camera close, right? So let's do that. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to switch. I'm going to move the lantern towards my desk so it lights this way, because now I'm not going to have a light to bounce towards the back. There's no bouncing material. I'm gonna have to point it straight to my face. This is the other angle. As you can see, the lantern is almost right on top of me, just a little bit off. That's fine. It's still at 85% intensity. I still have the practical light behind me. That might help. You might like it or you might not. Just play around with it and see. You might be able to see like a stool or switches or stuff on the floor. If you want to get rid of that, just get another desk and put it right in front of the camera. So let's try that right now with the lantern light on. See, so immediately that changes things. I can open the other computer here as if I'm working, writing something down, explaining something to you. So I changed the whole mood or the whole scene just by adding a desk right in front of on the bottom of the camera. That's something that you can do. Just have your iPhone or whatever camera you're using behind the desk and put another desk in front of it. So this type of lighting is if you just want instructionals, if you just want to light everything and remove shadows, and it doesn't really matter. It's like for educational videos, it's good. Now I want to show you the difference between using one light, the 150 watt light, and the 300 watt light that I have back there, which is pointed up at the ceiling, really, with the reflector. It's just pointing up and splashing light everywhere. I'm going to turn it on to see if it makes a difference. That's a pretty big difference, right? Turn it off, on. Definitely adds more life into the frame. right? So if you want to go for a clean look, you want more light. So that might be an option for you if you really need that. Then you can get, I would suggest, if you want to light the whole room like this, a small room, 300 watt light would be pretty good. You just reflect it off of one of the walls and it's going to splash light and light up the room much more than your regular lights. Your regular lights are not going to do that, I promise. So I'm going to turn off that light. I would be happy with this actually, because the lantern light or the 150 watt light is lighting my face, it's lighting me, and the rest of the scene is a little bit darker, so actually draws attention to me. I would actually recommend that, so you don't have to spend, you know, another, I don't know, $400, $500 on a light, you know, that at first, or to anybody that's not a professional, it seems like a lot, probably $500 for a light. Why would I do that? And that's probably one of the cheap ones. Okay, great. So that's the lantern lighting that I wanted to show you. Hopefully that helps. Use one of the two techniques. You can either sit at the far end of the room and reflect the light off of the wall. I would probably prefer that, but depending on the mood, if you want to be at a desk, something like this, then, you know, bring it closer to your desk and or closer to the wall behind you, and keep the light is about a foot away, or the lantern is about a foot away from my face right now. Now, let's switch over to more dramatic lighting, which I think you're gonna like. So this is the softbox I'm going to switch to now. So this is another option. If you want to have more dramatic lighting, then I would definitely recommend using something like this. Okay, this is just a grid that comes with it. Some of them, if you buy the Octagon Softbox, it's not gonna have the grid. So make sure it has the grid if you want dramatic lighting. All right. Okay, let's take this off. All you do is press a button on the light and turn the light a little bit and it'll come off. All right, this is exciting because this is my favorite type of lighting. I don't like to light everything up and remove all the shadows. I like to have it dark, moody. Now, this is not the light. The light is not on yet, but there it is. Okay, you see how big of a difference that makes? Just by switching the modifier, just by switching from a lantern to a octagonal softbox with the grid, as I showed, you can get something that looks like this. Now, is that something that you want to go for? You might want to try that. Not everybody knows how to do this type of lighting because people are afraid of the dark. They're afraid of shadows. They want to remove all shadows, so they blast their face and the room with lights. They don't know how to use them. And you lose the shadows, which add the 3D effect to your videos, to your images. So look at the shadow that's created on my face right now. I mean, it's a high contrast shadow, but it's soft light. So it's not gonna make me look bad. It looks cinematic, okay? So if you want to go for this look, highly recommended. The lights are off. The only light that's on is the 150 watt light, and it's still at 85% brightness. What do you think? And I still have the little light behind me. Now, if you are picky like me and you have stools and you have cables all over the floor and stuff, you might wanna put the desk back. This is how I do my Zooms, by the way, my Zoom meetings, and everybody goes crazy with my setup. But now you know how I do it. You can just have a 150 watt light, just like I explained, follow the steps and practice with it a little bit, and you'll see that you can get this type of lighting. And I want you to notice that the light is not pointed directly at my face. It's actually pointed away, a little bit away from my face. Just a little, just a corner is catching my face, because otherwise it would light my desk. The light spill would reach my desk. So I'm angling the light away from my desk, and it almost looks like the light is coming from the little practical lamp behind me. I hope that's helpful. Now let's use the grid on the back end of the room. Let's make this look good. The light in the back looks great, only I don't look great yet because I don't have the light on me. Now the light is on me. You can see from that angle how it's like 45 degrees down towards my face, right? That's it. looks pretty good, right? Right now I'm at 24 millimeters on the camera. So if you have a camera with an interchangeable lens, or if you have a camera that you can measure your zoom, then I'm at 24 millimeters. But if you have a smartphone, you know, 1x is probably around, it's a little bit wider than 1x, I would say, probably like 0.8x. So that is the lighting setup. I still have only one light. It's still at 85%. I'm using the Octagon Softbox with the grid directed right up to the side of my face. It's not directly on my face because I want this shadow. What do you think about this? Could you do a tutorial like this, explaining about your business, talking about different things, topics in your business? It's going to look so much better. You can do this on a smartphone too. Actually, I'm going to use my smartphone to see if I can get the same shot. Always clean the lens before you take the video. Rule number 1. Now, obviously, I'm shooting on a Canon R6. You know, the quality is probably going to be better on the camera than on the iPhone, but I want to show you how it looks on the iPhone. This is how it looks. Now, you can tell it looks brighter because the smartphone is going to increase your exposure. So you have to hold and lock the exposure and bring it down. There. So that's closer to what the camera is showing. So you can definitely see, if I put my phone on a tripod and just deliver here, it looks good, it looks great. All right, that concludes my lighting lesson for today. I hope that was helpful to you. You know, I've worked with several clients that I recommend lighting to them and they still don't really know how to set it up, or how to angle the lights, how to use them. So this can give you at least 4 different angles and setups that you can use in your own office, in your home, and make it look really nice. You don't need to go to a nice place. You need to rent an office to get a nice look on your camera and make content. If you're already making content, you can just get one of these lights, 150 watt, with one of these modifiers, whichever you think will be helpful to your brand. Your business will match your brand. You know, if you're a doctor, for example, I don't think you're going to be using the grid and having a dark look like this. If you are a more creative person or into branding, or, you know, you'll know what your industry is and whether you can use this type of lighting. You know, for me, I'm a videographer, photographer, and I create content for businesses. So this is great for me, and I love the dramatic look of it. But if you're doing a lot of instructional videos and, you know, you're in life insurance or something like that, accounting, then you want something bright, everything bright, nicely lit, corporate, that corporate look, right? So you might want to go with a lantern in that case. If you like the drama, if you want to go for a little bit of drama, which is really cool, I love it, then go for the Octagon box. Have both of them. They're not really that expensive, like 50 bucks maybe for the lantern. There's different brands. I have the Godox one. Again, I'm gonna link down in the description a few lights that I recommend and a few modifiers. The GVM one is really cheap, and I don't get commission from this. So you just, you know, click on the link if you're interested, check it out and buy it if you like it. I hope this video was helpful to you and you can use the angles I showed in here. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. I'm gonna leave the link. If I don't leave the link, if I forget something, just let me know in the comments. You know, here is one great angle you can use. Here's another great angle you can use in the far end of the room. Thank you for stopping by. Subscribe if you want to see more videos like this, tips on how to light, how to use the cameras. If you're a professional or you're getting into videography and photography and you want to learn how to use the camera, how to use the gimbal, different scenarios. I do a wide range of things for my clients, from real estate to food photography, for example, portraits. So please subscribe if you're interested in that, and see you next time. Thank you.